YouTube. I got this job. These are little Honda Spree. I got 2 of them here. This one here, back brakes are locked up. This one here, cable is probably snapped. A brake cable. This one's frozen. This one works good. Pretty much it's gonna need a new ignition system for the key and everything. So I'm gonna have to order that. The guy claims that they start, but I'm not too in belief that it did start when he had them. But you know, this one doesn't have a kickstart, I just noticed, and this one has a kickstart. The motor has compression. That one did sound like it kind of wants to start, but luckily this one's already been broken. So the key, the fuel tank, the actual gasket that goes here, disintegrated, blew up. It said leaded fuel only. They're gonna need new batteries, minimum. I am gonna try charge these up overnight, see what I could do. The fuel tank has a little bit of rust, but once I get a flashlight in there, I can see better. This one, they removed the plastics already. This is how I got it. You can see that it just needs the ignition system hooked up, wired, put together, bolted back on. The seat is locked on this one. It would have been good if the seat wasn't locked, for I could just put an ignition system, battery jump start, and try to wire it. I could even wire it without any switches. Just hook some wires together and see what it could do. The whole deal of this is here. The guy wants them running and rideable, and he owns like a local bike shop here in Fresno, California. It's called Grizzly Alley, and yeah, you can see this one doesn't have a kickstart, so the starter better be good. If not, it's gonna be it's gonna be a starter. So they might be different years or different models. I'll double check. I think it's at 1985. This says 86 on the license plate. I think it says it right here. Does it say the year? You know what? It's been removed. I'm pretty sure I can figure out where it says the years. It has to be a little VIN tag or a sticker somewhere on here. And the whole ordeal was get these bikes rideable, fixed up. He already gave me some money if I could order 2 new batteries, 2 ignition systems, and most likely what I was gonna say, gave me the money for the ignition switch, not ignition switch, I mean unless the key goes here. Nope, it doesn't. It goes right there. I don't have the plastics. You can see that they're right here. Maybe this one says the year. It doesn't say the year. Anyway, they're little 2-strokes from the 80s, 85. The other one's probably an 86. And the whole deal was get them going, fixed, repair what I have to repair to get it going, And then he gave me this one right here, and this is the one that I like. He said if I fix those for him, he'll give me this bike. It's a piece of junk, I'm not gonna lie, but it is pretty cool. It has cool factor all over it, like these weird looking forks, this plastic headlight. Too bad it's plastic. These are also plastic. Turn signals on the side. The speedometer. It reads it can go 60 miles an hour. That'll be pretty badass. At the moment, he didn't give me the seat or the gas tank for it, but he did said to look for it and he'll give it to me. Plus, he gave me a toy. It was in the box. The Howl Rider. But here's the thing: the motor's in pieces. And why did it have to be in pieces? He claimed, his story was, well, I was going to take it apart, repaint the whole thing, and put it back together. I doubt it that he was going to do it, because if he was going to do it, why would he take off the cylinder and all this other stuff that you really don't have to take off when you repaint a bike? So this bike wasn't running. And right off the gate, piston doesn't look too bad, like carbon buildup or anything. The rings, they're sitting in there. It's a 3-ring piston, plus this one has like a middle slot. But if you look right here, besides it being free, it's good that there's this chip right here on the actual piston. So what I'm gonna do, if I reuse this engine, I'm just gonna cut it with the grinder all the way across, and then file it to see if I can get this going. Like, there's that. There's the little rack. One of the side covers. The clutch, I guess. Carburetor with the head. You can see it. I guess brand new brake pads for a disc brake, so it's probably not for none of these. Cylinder needs some cleaning, some sanding, and I think these are like transmission or clutch plates. And then this is for the actual lifters. So they did a job on the inside of the engine at one point and never put it back together. I don't know. Sprocket for the motor, I guess. A couple other knickknacks. I don't know. Probably like for the brake or the shifter or something. So this is what he gave me for this bike. And my plans, nothing too big. I might just leave this color here, clean it up, take off all this, dirt or whatever. Kind of leave it like a rat rod style. It's cool. It's made in Japan. It's one of the originals. Someone said online that this is the earlier model because it has the little fender. The newer ones are cut, and the last year it was registered was 75, and there's a couple of tags before that. And I'm still waiting for the seat / gas tank. Eventually what I'm probably gonna do is put one of those cafe racer looking seats on it, but a slim one, not straight off a motorcycle that's real wide and big. I just want a slim looking one, almost as slim as a banana seat on a regular bicycle, just a little bit wider, not too much. And what I was thinking on it was maybe if it's a straight bolt-on, because I know these motors are just like 4 bolts to remove them. some of these Hondas, you could replace them. Like, you know, if they're like originally certain amount cc's, you could go like a 90 cc or 100 cc or maybe even 200 cc. Not too sure, but that's what my plans are probably once I get rid of these bikes and once I dedicate and get some income or money, if I could buy stuff for this. I'm thinking just instead of trying to mess with this motor here, that I probably could and probably might mess with it if I see the oil good. I'll take a couple covers off, double check everything's installed correctly, bolt it on, give it a couple cranks, see what it does. I might just go with an aftermarket engine, buy one of those aftermarket China engines. See how there's so much space here. If I could get like a 200 cc or 125, most likely it's gonna be 125, but if I go bigger than 125, like a 200, I'm gonna go for a 200. I want to get as much speed as possible. The cool thing, it has like this quick gear ratio swap where you could either have this tall gear or you could have the small gear. And now I'm wondering, why is it spinning? Oh, maybe it's not on there, right? Oh yeah, you gotta push this in, but you can see it's just spinning, which is weird. But has this option where you could either have a tall gear, like if you're gonna go dirt trials or where, or you're gonna go in the city, you get more speed or something. So there's that. Hopefully you guys like my videos and tune in. I want to start looking up some part numbers and ordering it online, get those shipped and delivered as soon as possible, start stripping these bikes apart and start working on them. Like, I already got a 10mm. It's my hand right here. I'm gonna start taking off these covers, see how similar these motors are, because I know this one doesn't have a kickstand. See if they're the exact carburetors or different years for different carburetors. Like I think there's like this little switch where you could put on, and it's like these clips. They're just different clips. I noticed them on the internet. There's two different clip models, so I'm gonna do that, and then also see how much are tires and see if I could order all those parts for the amount of money he gave me so far. I told him give me just a certain amount of money right off the bat to order the stuff and see what else he may need. I'm gonna keep all the paperwork in order and receipts and just give it to him as proof that it did cost me that price that it cost me to fix it. I'm not trying to rip him off or try to trick him or gypped him or lie to him. I'm being honest. He just told me get these going. Well, you know what, the text was really tricky. He said just get my bike maintenance. I just want oil change, change the spark plugs, get it running. That's what he said. Well, you could see besides one day it needs an oil change, I think it needs minimum fuel tank clean, carburetor clean, ignition switches for it could operate, new batteries, and that's just to get it started. And after it runs, new tires, if they're inner tubes, new inner tubes. So you know, there's that. I saw online that these carburetors, they're not too expensive. They're like, I hope I don't jinx myself. On Walmart, they're about, I don't know, 20 bucks. So if they're $20 carburetors, instead of actually taking them apart and try to clean them for 20 bucks, why not just get a new carburetor? Because a carburetor kit is going to be about $10 or $15 anyway. So another 5 bucks, you don't have to get your hands covered in gasoline and all that stuff. What? So yep, so there's that. At least I don't have to. So that's kind of good. At least the carburetors are cheap. We'll see the ignition switches. I did see them. They're about like $39, I think, or 30 bucks. So I'm gonna get minimum ignition switches, carburetors, and batteries, and see how much does that tally up so far, and then I could see if he wants to go with new tires, or he just wants to go with inner tubes, or just fill it up with air. We'll see. Alright, well that's it, I guess.